Hi everyone, it's Jasmine here. So here is my discussion number 2. So this week we talked all about your professional presence and how it plays a part in your social intelligence. This week really had me thinking a lot of how my presence is perceived by other people. For the most part, people say, oh, you're very bright, or, you're very positive. You have such a joy and things like that. And I think that a lot of that has to do with how I present myself. And even though I don't purposely say, oh, I'm going to be extra bubbly today, or I'm going to smile a whole lot today, or anything, I think it just is how I want. It's just how I am naturally. But I've also been in situations where I've came across like receptionists or people working customer service, and their presence alone made me think, you know what, if you don't like your job, like you need to find something else like that doesn't deal with people, because it could be a lack of smile, or because they are slouching over, or they throw you your stuff, or they don't speak with empathy, or they don't seem like they want to be there, and just different verbal and nonverbal cues perceives you as like something that maybe you're not even like. Maybe on the inside you are a very generous person, but you don't like to smile, and people are going to think you're hateful, mean, and things like that. So your outward appearance and how you address other people is very important, and that goes to show how that works with your social intelligence, because how you interact with other people, that's how people are going to perceive you, and you kind of want your inside to match your outside. So it's very important to keep that in mind, especially in your professional career. Let's see. Another thing that I want to talk about is our smile paper that we had to write. So I did my smile day earlier this week. It was either Monday or Tuesday, and let me tell you, it made all the difference. And I actually didn't even watch the video first. I watched the video after, while I was typing my paper, because I wanted to see like how what I experienced during my day aligned with the research that the guy presented in his talk. And let me tell you, like, it was so close. So I woke up that morning and I made up my mind. I prayed and I was like, okay, today's a new day. I'm gonna be positive, I'm gonna smile. And just that little self-talk and clearing my mind and making up my mind that I wanted to be positive just set the tone for my entire day. Like, I actually at 5:30 in the morning was excited to go to work. And for those of you who don't know, I am a teacher. I teach second grade. And so I left the house. I'm like, okay, today's gonna be a great day. I walked down the hallway and I was very confident. Like, I don't know why, I just strutted my stuff down the hallway to my classroom, and I just had a lot of confidence. I just felt bright, I felt fresh, and I felt like this joy and this energy that I have, I want to spread it to other people. And I mean, smiling intentionally, not just like a hey, how you doing? Like, I looked into their eye and I smiled, and just the reactions that I got from my coworkers as well as my students. I mean, there was one person in particular, he was like, you know what, today's been a day, but I really needed that smile. I really needed your joy. And I just remind him, hey, we're all in this together, keep your head up, keep the energy, smile, it's gonna be great. And it just had such an effect on me. There was even a time where I was getting ready to walk into my teammate's room and I was getting ready to say something negative, and I was like, you know what, I don't feel like being negative. I don't feel like saying that. I'm just gonna keep on going. And I handled a situation with my student who was having a meltdown, and I'm like reacting a total different way, and I was just so calm and smooth, and I was just like, it's okay, let's work through this. I was just calm, positive, smiling. And my kids, when I smiled at them at the door, they were just like, hey. And I'm not a mean person, but I mean, I smile, but I just had an extra ounce of energy. And like the video said, research has showed from Charles Darwin, his I want to say is facial expression theory, something like that. It shows that smiling makes you feel better. Smiling basically is contagious, and it makes you healthier. You feel stress-free, and just so many different things. I experienced that firsthand, and I was like, you know what? Every day I'm going to make up my mind and I'm going to smile. So I'm just curious to see how other people, how your day went on intentionally smiling, and did that just have a totally brand new outlook on how you want to start and live your days from here on out, because I want to smile and intentionally smile and enjoy those benefits that come from the power of smiling. And the last thing that I want to talk about in chapter 3, I have my book here, that's why I'm looking down. It talked about how your exposure to diversity has a role in your presence. And I never thought about that until I read that. And when it talked about, let me find it, the ugly American syndrome, I felt guilty. I don't know about you, but I felt very guilty because when I was growing up, we did not travel. I think a lot of it was financial reasons, but I was not exposed to life outside of my state. I mean, I traveled to like neighboring states, but I never was the one to, you know, hey, we're vacationing, we're jumping on a plane, we're going here, there. I've never been out the country still. But it wasn't until I was an adult where I started to travel and I started to see, oh my gosh, there's a whole world out there. And my appreciation for diversity it gave me a brand new outlook, and it did affect, you know, how I perceive things and how I want people to perceive me. You know, I can say I am guilty whenever I go places. Like I say, if I were to travel to, let's see, China, on their menu for their food, I would look for something as Americanized as possible. Some chicken wings, you know, some chicken on a stick, something, because I would be more closed-minded to experience their culture. And, you know, people on the outside looking in would probably look at me like, oh, she is so American, or, you know, she isn't appreciative, or she, you know, she could be racist, just so many things, just because my lack of exposure and my lack of being diversity conscious, you know, that could have an effect on my presence, and I would never want anyone to perceive me that way. But because, you know,